Welcome to day 9 of my 7th annual SLAP challenge. SLAP, S-L-A-P, stands for squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. We are doing at least 40 squats, at least 40 lunges, at least 40 reps of an ab exercise, and at least 40 push-ups a day every single day, except Sundays for 40 days. And this is day 9. If you have not joined the challenge yet, it is not too late to join. It's never too late to join, but of course you do not have to join the challenge if you just want to do this workout with me today. So there are timestamps in the description box down below the video. If you would prefer to just skip straight ahead to the workout, you can go ahead and use the chapter markers to do that. But if you would like to hear just a little bit about what the challenge is, how it works, how you can participate, where to begin, and if you would like to see today's exercises briefly demonstrated and explained before we begin, let's go ahead and get into that right now. I'm going to make a concerted effort to do this as succinctly as I can. As succinctly as I can may not be very succinct, but I'm going to do my best because I am very, very pressed for time today. So I'm going to explain the challenge very briefly, and then I'll go over the exercises that we're doing today, and then we'll warm up, get right into the workout. So if there's anything I gloss over and if you're left with questions, please remember that I'm always here to help. So ask questions if you have them. But very briefly, the challenge in a nutshell, again, 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of an ab exercise, and 40 push-ups a day every single day, except Sundays for 40 days. That's the challenge. Now, if you want to jump in and start today, that's fine. You can jump in and start on day 9. If you are the one doing it, then it's your challenge, so you do it in whatever way works for you. But if you would like to start on day 1, here's what I'm going to have you do. There is a playlist. I will link the playlist up here in the iCard. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video. And I will link it again at the very end of the video just so you can't miss it. So click on that link, save the playlist. And then what you're going to do is start by just watching that day 1 video so that you understand how the challenge works. And then when and if you decide you want to join the challenge, you have all of the workouts readily available to you. The only thing you need to know before you begin the challenge is just that you're going to start with your day 1 workout on a Wednesday. It's a 40-day challenge. It's designed to start on a Wednesday and end on a Saturday. So we started on Wednesday, February 17th, and we are going to wrap up the challenge on Saturday, April 4th. That's the day before Easter. So click on the link in the iCard, save the playlist, and then just start by watching that day 1 video. When and if you're ready to join the challenge, if you want to start on day 1, just make sure you start with your day 1 reps on a Wednesday, and from there everything will fall into place. All you have to do is follow along with the playlist. I've made it super easy to follow along. If you are an absolute beginner and you're curious to know more about the challenge, if you don't think you can do the challenge because you think you can't do squats or you can't do push-ups or you can't work out for 40 days in a row, yes, you can. Last year was my 6th year in a row doing the challenge, and last year I went out of my way to make sure that the challenge was accessible to super duper ultra day 1 beginners. So if you are in terrible, terrible shape, unspeakably bad shape, you've never done a workout before a day in your life, I promise you, you can do this challenge. So if you are a beginner, here's what I would like you to do. I'm going to put another link up here in the iCard. This link will take you to the playlist that I shared last year for the challenge. That was my 6th year in a row doing the challenge. And I want you to do the same thing. Click on the link and save the playlist. You don't have to commit to anything just yet. Just click on the link and save the playlist. Then start by watching that day 1 video. That's all I'm asking you to commit to so far. 3 things. Click on the link, save the playlist, watch the day 1 video. That day 1 video that I shared last year is going to answer any question you could ever possibly have about the challenge. I talked about the origins of the challenge, why I started this challenge back in 2020, my mental state of mind when I began this challenge. I talked about the physical component of this challenge, what we're hoping to achieve as far as building strength and establishing a habit of daily exercise and maybe weight loss, but I also talked about the mental health component of this challenge. So there's a large mental health component to this challenge where we're really trying to use these reps and establish this habit of daily exercise and use that kind of discipline to silence that negative talk that sometimes takes over what's going on inside our heads. So I talked all about that, and I went into a lot of detail about how you can modify and customize this challenge. Because if you're a beginner, it might sound daunting to exercise for 40 days or to do 6 workouts a week, to work out Monday through Saturday of every week. So that's fine. Again, if you're the one doing it, then it's your challenge. So you do it in whatever way works for you. If you can't commit to doing 160 reps every single day, maybe you can commit to doing 80 reps if you're a beginner, or 40 reps, or 10 reps every day. If you just do 10 reps every day for 40 days, that would be amazing. Or if 40 days is just too much to commit to, maybe you can do the last 20 days of the challenge with me, or the first 20 days, or maybe you can commit to doing every other day. So there is always a way that you can participate where we can work around your physical limitations, your time constraints, your access to equipment. I also provided tons of instruction so that you understand how to do your squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups correctly. And I provided lots and lots of modifications so that you absolutely can find variations of those 4 exercises that you can do. So one more time, if you are a beginner, you're going to follow along with last year's playlist. That was year 6. Look for the link up here in the iCard, look for the link in the description box down below the video, and look for the link on the end screen, the very, very end of this video. If you are more advanced, then the workouts we're doing this year for the challenge might not be difficult enough for you. They might not challenge you very much. So what you can do, if you are really strong and you have great stamina and you have a little bit more time to dedicate to your workouts each day, you have access to some basic pieces of fitness equipment, then what you're going to do is follow along with the playlist that I made for this challenge in year 5. So again, I will link that playlist up here in the iCard. It will also be linked in the description box down below the video, and I will link it again at the very end of the video just so that you can't miss it. In year 5 of the challenge, the workouts were much more difficult, more advanced. We were typically doing more than just those 160 reps. We were frequently doing more than just 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups. We were doing more challenging variations of those 4 exercises. We were adding weight to most of the workouts, and we were adding difficulty in other ways as well. We also did exercises other than just squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups. And I was incorporating about 20 minutes or so of moderate paced cardio right into most of those workouts. So if you want workouts that are really going to challenge you, then you're going to follow along with the playlist that I made in year 5. So again, all 3 playlists. So last year was year 6, that was our baby bear year. This year is more of an intermediate level. So we're in our mama bear era this year, and year 5 is where you're going to go if you're advanced and you want really, really long, tough, challenging workouts, okay? So all 3 workouts will be linked in the iCard, in the description box, down below the video, and at the very end of the video as well. If you're having trouble accessing any of these links, please let me know. I'm happy to help and send you wherever you need to go. But I recommend saving all 3 playlists so that you have 3 options available to you on any given day of the challenge. You have a beginner workout, an intermediate workout, and an advanced workout to choose from. So you don't necessarily have to stick with the same playlist. As long as you're getting your reps done every day, that's all that matters. So you can choose any workout from any one of the playlists on any given day, or you can choose another workout altogether. Any other workout that you find on YouTube that happens to contain at least 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of an ab exercise, and 40 push-ups will work. Or you could write your own workout, or you don't even have to do a structured workout. If you don't have time to do a workout, then you can spread out your reps throughout the day. So you could wake up first thing in the morning and do 10 squats, 10 lunges, 10 reps of any ab exercise you want, and 10 push-ups. It could be any variation of those 4 exercises you want to do. And then you could just repeat that maybe once more after lunch. You could do it again when you get home from work, and then once more before bed, and there's your 160 reps. So as long as you're getting your 160 reps done at some point throughout the day, you have met your requirement to participate in the challenge, so it doesn't matter how you get there. So again, this challenge is so flexible. It's really, really easy to customize. because I know it's a long challenge and it's hard to commit to doing 40 days, so I wanted to make it really, really approachable and really doable. So again, if you have any more questions about what the challenge is exactly, how it works, how you can participate, if you need help making those customizations and modifications, if you are unclear about where to begin, I'm here to answer questions, so please reach out if you have any questions about the challenge itself. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into what we're doing today. Now, I'm going to assume that if you are a beginner, that you're going to follow along with last year's day 9 workout. It's essentially the same workout, but without any added weight. And we were doing a little bit easier version of squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups than what I'm doing today, but it's essentially the same workout. So if you're a beginner, if you want a workout that's going to be a little bit less challenging, no added weight, and if you need some more instruction, then I'm going to recommend that you follow along with last year's day 9 video. I will link just that specific video up here in the iCard, and it will be linked in the description box down below the video as well. So if you are sticking with me now, I'm going to assume that you're at more of an intermediate level and you do not need as much instruction. I'm going to assume that you know how to do your squats, lunges, abs, and push-ups with the correct form. So I'm not going to go into a ton of detail about the correct form. I'm just going to show you what we're doing. So I really like this format. I like the flow of this workout. This is always one of my favorite ones to do. So what we're going to do is a little combo, and each time we complete the combo, we will have completed a total of 8 squats, 8 lunges, 8 reps of abs, and 8 push-ups. So we're just going to do this little combo 5 times, and that's it. That's the workout. It's super simple. So you're going to need a mat, an exercise mat or a yoga mat is ideal. If you don't have a mat, a towel may suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything, but we're going to be down on the mat for our ab exercise, so you will be more comfortable with something soft beneath you. I am also going to be holding onto a dumbbell. For reference, and for reference only, this is a 10-pound dumbbell. That's a good weight for me. You may need to use something lighter than that. You may need to use something heavier than that. That just depends on your strength. It depends on your level of fitness. It depends on what you have available to you. And it depends on how hard you are looking to push yourself today. So please consider all of those factors when choosing your weight and make the decision that is best for you. If you don't have a dumbbell, a kettlebell will work, maybe a medicine ball, or you can look for household items that will work. So maybe you could fill a shampoo bottle or a water bottle with some sort of weight. You could fill it with water, or you might be able to make it a little heavier if you fill it with something like uncooked rice or dried beans or lentils, kitty litter, powdered laundry detergent, something like that. If you're taking your workout to the beach or to the park, you could maybe fill it with sand or with dirt. Or an idea I had lately is those little decorative pebbles that they have. You can get them at like Dollar Tree or probably Michael's. They're super cheap, but I bet you could make a shampoo bottle or a water bottle pretty heavy if you filled them with something like that. So get creative, use what's available to you, as long as you can find something that you are able to maintain a secure grip on so that you're not going to drop it and injure yourself or break something and make a mess. And as long as it's not too heavy for you, then any number of household items can work. And again, if you want to take your workout to the beach or the park or the hiking trail, you could probably even find a couple of heavy rocks that you can use, or one heavy rock. That could absolutely work. So if you do not have anything at all that's going to work for weight, or you just don't want to add weight to the workout, that's fine. The added weight is optional. You can very easily do this workout without any added weight. And that's one of the really cool things about this challenge, is that you can always just swap out any of these exercises with a different variation. So if you don't like the squat variation I'm doing, just do a different squat variation. You can still follow along with me, work out with me, follow along with this video. But when I'm doing the squat variation I'm doing, you can be doing a different squat variation. When I'm doing my push-ups, if you don't like the push-up variation I'm doing, or it doesn't work for you for whatever reason, do a different push-up variation, that's fine. So let me very quickly show you your equipment-free substitutions first, and then I'll show you the way I'm incorporating my dumbbell into each exercise. So we're starting with static lunges, and I'm going to add a knee up and an oblique twist. We're doing a lot of twisting today to get those obliques. So in addition to our ab exercise, we're trying to target our obliques for the other exercises as well. So you're going to step 1 foot back and bend both knees, come down into your lunge. And then you're going to drive the knee forward, and as you do that, you're going to twist your body thoracically and bring opposite elbow to knee. Then step that foot right back and another lunge. So lunge, knee up and twist, lunge, knee up and twist, staying on the same leg. So the way I remember which leg I'm working is I'm starting towards this end of my mat. I always have the foot that's closest to the edge of the mat that I'm on in front. So I'm on this edge of my mat, that means that this foot is in front. I'm stepping the inside foot back. Inside meaning closer to the center of my mat. So we're going to travel back and forth across the mat, so then when I'm on this side, it will be this leg that's forward because this leg is closest to the end of the mat that I'm standing on. So I'm going to take my inside foot, meaning the foot that's closest to the center of the mat, step it back, lunge, and then drive this back knee up, twist, bringing elbow to knee, lunge, and twist. So any lunge variation you want to do is fine, but for this combo to flow, it's going to work best to do some sort of lunge variation where you're in this position. So you could just do static lunges, you could stay right here, you could add a jump, you could add a kick instead of a knee up. So any lunge variation you want to do is fine, but something where you're in this position will work best for the combo to kind of flow. So moving on to squats, I'm going to be doing a prisoner squat. So when I say prisoner, anything, I just mean I have my hands clasped behind my head like this. So I'm just going to do a prisoner squat, and then again, I'm going to add a knee up and an oblique twist. So I'm going to squat and then bring one knee up, twist my body thoracically, bringing opposite elbow to knee. So just remember with your squats, shoulders are back and down, chest is lifted high. You want to keep your back flat, keep the weight in your heels as you come down into your squat. So I like to think about hinging at the hips before I squat, trying to touch the wall behind me with my booty, keeping that chest lifted high, back stays flat, weight stays in the heels, then press the heels into the ground to stand. So again, any squat variation you want to do is fine, just remember to keep your back flat, keep the weight in your heels. So I'm going to have my hands clasped behind my head, I'm going to squat, and then I'm going to shift my weight into one leg, pick up the opposite foot, bend the knee, bring the knee up, and twist my body thoracically, bringing opposite elbow to knee. And I'm going to alternate sides for that oblique knee crunch with each rep. So then with my next rep, I'll squat, transfer my weight into the other foot, pick up the opposite foot, bend the knee, and twist my body thoracically, bringing opposite elbow to knee. So squat, oblique knee crunch, squat, oblique knee crunch, alternating sides with each rep. That is my squat variation. So next is push-ups. You can do any push-up variation you want. I'm going to be using my dumbbell for the push-up. So my dumbbell, this is a hex dumbbell, which means that it is flat on the bottom. So if your dumbbell is rounded on the ends, or if you're using household items like shampoo bottles or water bottles, I would prefer that you do not use the dumbbell for your push-up. Just do any push-up variation that allows you to have your hands flat on the floor or the ground. Because if your dumbbells are rounded on the ends, you're liable to roll, the dumbbell is liable to roll around on you, and I don't want anyone getting hurt. So please, it's your workout, it's your job to decide what level of risk you feel comfortable taking, but for the record, if your dumbbell is rounded on the ends, or if you're using a household item like a shampoo bottle or water bottle, anything that doesn't really provide you with sufficient stability to put your body weight on it, I would prefer that you modify your push-up variation so that you have both hands flat on the floor of the ground. So if you want to do the most similar push-up variation to what I'm doing, that would be diamond push-ups, but they're super hard, so you might not want to do them. It depends on how strong you are and how hard you're looking to push yourself. We're just doing sets of 4, so it might be doable. But when I say a diamond push-up, what I mean is this. You're going to take your hands and place your thumbs together and then place your index fingers together so that in the middle, you're creating this diamond shape. And you're going to do your push-up from that position. So it's super tough, but that is going to be the most similar push-up variation to what I'm doing if you're not using a dumbbell. Okay, so that's a diamond push-up. You can do it from your toes or from your knees. But again, those are super tough, so you don't have to do that. Any push-up variation you want to do is fine, just mind your form, okay? So head in line with the spine. Make sure that your shoulders are away from your ears. So don't allow your head to droop down like this. Don't sink into your shoulders. Press the ground away from you and make sure that your back is flat. Do not allow your hips or your belly to droop down towards the mat. Tighten up your abs. Use your ab muscles to lift your hips up high and keep them lifted high. You want your body in one perfectly straight line from your heels all the way to your shoulders. If you're doing knee push-ups, your straight line is from your knees all the way to your shoulders. But just make sure that you maintain integrity in that plank pose the entire time. Keep your body in one perfectly straight line. So any push-up variation you want to do is fine, just mind your form. Moving on to abs. So again, any ab exercise you want to do is fine. Any crunch variation, any sit-up variation is fine. If you want to do something similar to what I'm doing, then here's what you can do. You're going to start in a hollow hold. So your, what are these? Feet are, isn't that from, what are those things called? Feet, or is it legs? I don't know, The Little Mermaid. You guys, this is me being succinct. Okay, so feet are elevated off of the ground a few inches and your shoulder blades are up off the ground a few inches. All right, so you're going to kind of do a V up, meaning that your body's coming together like a V. So you're going to lift your legs up, keeping your legs more or less straight. They don't have to be perfectly straight. It's fine if there's a slight bend to your knees, but it's not a crunch. You can do a crunch if you want, but if you want to do something similar to what I'm doing, it's not a crunch. You're keeping your legs more or less straight and kind of doing a V up. Then you're going to do 2 Russian twists. So twist and tap, twist and tap. All right, so V up, Russian twist, Russian twist. V up, twist and tap, twist and tap. Okay? You can eliminate the Russian twist and just do V ups. You can eliminate the V up and just do Russian twists. That's fine. If you're doing that, maybe double count them. Maybe count 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's up to you. But that's it. That's all for exercises. So now here's how I am incorporating my dumbbell. So I'll just very quickly show you what it's going to look like holding onto the dumbbell. So for my lunges, the only difference is just that I'm holding my dumbbell in front of my chest like this, one hand on either side of the dumbbell. So outside foot forward, inside foot steps back, lunge. Now drive that knee up, twist the body thoracically, bringing opposite knee to elbow, or opposite elbow to knee. All right, so that is my lunge variation. For my prisoner squats, I'm going to have my dumbbell, holding onto it the same way, one hand on either side of the dumbbell, just holding it behind my head. Same exercise, squat, oblique knee twist, alternating sides with each rep. I already showed you my push-up variation, so, well, I kind of, maybe I didn't demonstrate it, but I alluded to it. So I'm just going to have my push-up on the mat like this, one hand on either side of the push-up, so I'm just placing one hand on each end of the push-up, or on each end of the dumbbell, and then I'm doing my push-up from this position, okay? Oh, and I forgot to add my 2 little reptile knee tucks. So if you're not using a dumbbell, if you want to do what I'm doing, just do a regular push-up with your hands flat on the mat, and just after your push-up, do a little 2 little knee tucks, okay? So I'm just bending one knee at a time and bringing it towards the elbow on the same side, because I forgot we're incorporating that little oblique crunch into each exercise. So here's your equipment-free modification, push-up, reptile knee tuck, reptile knee tuck. I'll be doing that same thing with my hands on the dumbbell. Push-up, knee tuck, okay? And then for my ab exercise, just doing that little V up with my Russian twists, but I'm going to have my, again, holding my dumbbell like this, one hand on either side. I have my dumbbell in front of my chest, so it's going to be a little chest press, okay? So I'm in my kind of hollow hold, and then I'm going to lift my legs, press the dumbbell up towards my toes, and then twist and tap, twist and tap. That's 1 rep. So leg lift with a chest press, 2 Russian twists. Lift the leg, chest press, twist and tap, twist and tap. All right, and that's it. That's all for exercises. So I also kind of explained the format already, but just to clarify, we're doing 8 reps of everything per set. So we're moving from one end of the mat to the other. So I'm going to start with 4 lunges. So lunge and knee up, 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Then 4 squats, then 4 push-ups. Then you're going to roll over, do 8 reps of your ab exercise, okay? Then roll over again, 4 more push-ups, step the feet in and stand, 4 more squats, and finish with 4 lunges. So make sure that your outside foot is in front, step the inside foot back, lunge and twist 4 times. That's 1 set. So then, after you complete your 4 lunges, to finish your first set, you're going to go right into the next set. So you're gonna lunge 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the end of your first set. Then you're gonna do another 4 lunges right here. Okay, then 4 squats. Then come down, do your 4 push-ups. Roll over, 8 reps of abs. Roll over again, 4 more push-ups. Jump or step the feet in and stand. 4 squats, 4 lunges. Then another 4 lunges, 4 squats. Get it? So we're just going back and forth across the mat. And we have to do that 5 times to complete our 40 squats, 40 lunges, 40 reps of abs, and 40 push-ups. And that's it. That's the exercise. That's the workout. So hopefully that is all clear. Please remember that I do always take the time to type out the instructions in the description box down below the video. And of course, I'm going to do the entire workout right along with you. So watch me do it. Read the instructions, but then of course, as always, if anything is unclear with the format and how it all fits together, if you have any questions about the exercises that we are doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions, if you need to see beginner modifications, I am always here to help. So please ask questions if you have them. It's really important that you understand how to do the exercises correctly before you begin the workout so that you reduce your risk of injury, and also just so that you make sure you're getting the maximum benefit out of each exercise. And hopefully you guys know that it is also incredibly important to me that all of my workouts are always accessible to anyone and everyone who wants to do them with me, and that is especially true for this challenge every year. So I'm always here to help facilitate that. Please do not hesitate to reach out if you have questions or if you need help. I also want to remind you, especially if you're going to be working out along with the video, to please make sure you're going at your own pace and minding your form. If you're in really good shape, you're probably going to be a lot faster than I am, and that's wonderful. Be faster than I am, as long as you're not losing anything off of your form to get there. If you're racing just to stay ahead of me, or just because you set a really ambitious time goal that you're chasing, but your form starts to get sloppy, that means you need to slow down. It is always going to be safer and more effective to slow down and do your reps correctly than it is to speed through and allow your form to get sloppy. So if you are slower than I am, also wonderful, because as long as you got your little booty out here and you are doing the reps with me, that's all I care about. Well, I care about that, and I care about that you're doing them with correct form. So please, if you're slower than I am, just be slower than I am. Do not race to stay up with me. If you are racing to stay up keep with me, keep my pace, and your form starts to get sloppy, then again, that means you need to slow down. So if you fall behind, either because you're just working at a slower pace than I am, or because you find that you're needing longer rest breaks than what I'm taking, or you're needing to take rest breaks where I'm not taking them, that's fine. Just pause the video and come back when you're ready. I want you to challenge yourself to keep your rest breaks as short as you can, but they should be as long as you need. You should only resume the workout once you feel that you have regained enough strength and you have enough stamina so that you can continue with good form. So please just go at your own pace, mind your form. Make sure that you are never sacrificing your form for speed. And please work to your own level. So that means choosing a dumbbell or a kettlebell or a medicine ball or a household item that is an appropriate weight for you, nothing too heavy. And if whatever you started using for weight becomes too heavy, drop the added weight. Either switch to a lighter weight or drop the added weight altogether. You have your equipment-free substitutions. So just switch to the body weight version of the exercises that I showed you. Okay, put your knees down for the push-ups. If you need to apply whatever modifications you need to, shorten up your range of motion if necessary. Please just be smart, be safe, Make sure that you are listening to your body. Do not push your body into doing anything that it is not ready to do, and do your best. Okay, your best is always good enough, so just let your best be good enough. Hopefully I have covered everything. If you're ready to go ahead and begin the workout, gather whatever equipment you need. So for me, that's 1 dumbbell and my exercise mat. So you will be more comfortable with something soft beneath you, an exercise mat of some sort, a yoga mat. That's ideal, but if you don't have a mat, a towel should probably suffice. If you're working out on a carpeted floor or on grass, you may not need anything. Grab something to hold on to for weight if you want to add weight to the workout. So I'm using a dumbbell, you can use a kettlebell or a household item like a shampoo bottle or a water bottle filled with some sort of weight. And again, if you have nothing that's going to work for weight or you just don't want to add weight to the workout, that's fine. You can still follow along. You have your equipment-free substitutions. Pause the video, go get dressed. Meet me right back here. We're going to start with a quick little 5-minute warm-up, and then we'll get right into our day 9 reps. So as soon as you're ready, let's get started with our 5-minute warm-up. You're going to begin by just allowing your head to fall towards one shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure your arm is relaxed. You're not pulling your ear down towards your shoulder. You're just allowing gravity to do all the work of gently stretching the other side of your neck by just using the weight of your arm. Now we're going to do the other side, so allow your head to fall towards the opposite shoulder. Place your hand on top of your head and just rest it there. Make sure your arm is completely relaxed. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. They should be down, away from your ears. Next, we're going to do some head rolls. So you're going to start by allowing your chin to fall first towards your chest and then towards the opposite shoulder and back. And each time you roll your head from one shoulder to the other, you start feeling your head getting heavier and heavier as you allow your range of motion to increase so that eventually your entire torso is just kind of spilling down in front of you. Your arms should be nice and loose like a rag doll. Next, we're going to do some shoulder rolls. So you can roll your shoulders either towards the back or towards the front. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that you're exploring your full range of motion. So really make those circles as big as you possibly can. Next, we're going to do arm circles, but we're going to start small with our arm circles. So you're going to extend your arms straight out to the sides and then begin by making small circles either towards the back or towards the front. It doesn't matter. But as the interval progresses, I want you to start expanding your range of motion, making those circles bigger and bigger until finally you're exploring your full range of motion. Make those circles as big as you possibly can. Now step your feet out so that they're a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Bend your knees and sweep your arms in front of you. And as you straighten your legs, you're reaching up as high as you can towards the ceiling. Each time you bend your knees, you're allowing your range of motion to increase, sinking deeper and deeper into that squat. Now keep your feet planted right where they are. They should be wider than shoulder width apart. We're going to lunge side to side, nice and easy, adding the arms. So now with each lunge, I'm just reaching my arm across my body to feel like you're trying to throw your arm across the room. Next, we're going to march in place. So step your feet in and just march. Super simple. Starting with your knees low, but gradually as the interval progresses, you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you possibly can towards your chest. Really get them up there. Feel a nice little stretch in your glutes. Now we're jogging in place. Again, knees are low to start, but gradually as the interval progresses, you're going to start driving your knees up higher and higher towards your chest until finally you're driving your knees up as high as you possibly can. Next is booty kicks. So still just a nice light jog, but now with each step, I'm bringing my foot behind me. Really, really try to kick yourself in the booty with your heel. If you struggle with balance, you can hold onto the wall or a chair for support for this next one if you need to. If not, hands on your hips is fine. Transfer your weight into one foot. Pick up the other foot and just swing the leg front and back. Nice and loose. Just waking up those hip flexors. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you'll put this foot down, transfer your weight again, pick up the opposite foot, and swing the leg front and back. You can start low. And then if it feels comfortable, as the interval progresses, you can start swinging your leg higher and higher. Now put this foot down, transfer your weight again, pick up the opposite foot, extend the leg out in front of you, and then bring the leg around and behind. Each time you make this little semicircle, you're lifting your leg higher and higher. And for the final 2 reps, we're going to do a hip circle. So drive the knee up towards your chest and use your hand to guide it around. Other leg. Extend the opposite leg out in front. Bring the leg around and behind. Lifting the leg higher and higher each time you make that semicircle. And now 2 hip circles. Drive the knee up towards your chest. Use your hand to guide it around. We're finishing with a quick hamstring stretch. So I'm using this post to show you how to assist yourself getting into this stretch to make it a little bit more comfortable. So you can use your wall or a chair or the arm of your couch, but you have your feet wide apart and you're just hinging at the hips. You want to try to keep your back as flat as possible during this stretch so that you isolate your hamstrings more effectively. So if you use the wall or a chair or the arm of your couch or something like that, it can make it a little bit easier to keep your back flat, make the stretch a little bit more comfortable and maybe a little bit more accessible for you, but that's it. That's our 5-minute warm up. So let's get right into the workout. We're starting with lunges. So you're going to start by standing towards one end of your mat. Whatever foot is closest to that edge of the mat is going to be your front foot. You're going to pick up the other foot, the foot that's closest to the center of your mat, and step it back. We're going to do our lunge plus a knee up with an oblique twist, bringing opposite elbow to knee. You can do it with or without weight. 4 reps to start. Here we go. I'm starting my timer in 3, 2, 1, and go. So I'm going to be holding one dumbbell in between my hands like this. Step back and lunge. Now drive that knee up and twist, bringing opposite elbow to knee. 4 reps. So that's 3 and 4. Right into our prisoner squats. So squat, oblique knee crunch, alternating sides with each rep. 4 reps. That's 3 and 4. Right into push-ups, with or without the dumbbell. So push up on the dumbbell and then 2 reptile knee tucks. Push up, knee tuck, knee tuck. 4 reps. Now roll over for abs. Holding my dumbbell in front of my chest. Hollow hold. Now lift the legs, chest press, twist and tap, twist and tap. That's 1 rep. We're doing 8 of these. 2, 3, 4. 4 more. 5. Now roll over again. We're continuing to work our way towards the opposite end of the mat. 4 more push-ups. So push up, knee tuck, knee tuck. Jump or step the feet in. 4 more squats. Squat, oblique knee crunch, alternating sides with each rep. That's 3 and 4. Finishing up round 1 with 4 more lunges. So it's always the outside foot that stays forward, inside foot steps back, lunge, drive the knee up, and twist. 2, 3, and 4. That's round 1. Now we're going to start round 2 right here. So 4 more lunges. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right into squats, 4 reps. Four push-ups. 8 reps of abs. Back to push-ups. For squats. Now we're going to finish up round 2 with 4 lunges and then get right into round 3 with another 4 lunges. That was round 4. Now we're into our 5th and final round. Final set of abs. Just 12 more reps to go, let's push. Final 4 push-ups. Final 4 squats. And final 4 lunges. That's round 5. So that's it. That's our 160 reps. We are not quite finished yet. No workout of mine is ever complete, and especially no workout during this challenge is ever complete until we have done our bonus burpee. So we have just 1 rep left to go. Let's do our bonus burpee together, and then the workout will be officially complete. So as soon as you're ready, here we go. This is our final rep of the day. All right, with that, the workout is now officially complete. So let's just do a quick little cool down together. You just want to keep moving for a few minutes while you allow your heart rate to come down and while you allow your breathing to normalize. So you can pace around back and forth. You can shake out the legs. Let's do a little shoulder stretch. So bringing one arm across your body and using your other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Make sure your straight arm is completely relaxed and make sure your shoulder is relaxed. If your shoulder is tense and hunched up here by your ear, you're not going to be able to stretch it effectively. So relax the arm, relax the shoulder. Keep moving. I'm just kind of shaking out my legs, but you can pace if that feels better for you. You can even just shift your weight from foot to foot. But keep moving while we are doing these stretches, and also keep focusing on slowing down your breathing. So you do that by really using your diaphragm. Feel your diaphragm being pulled down as you inhale. Allow your rib cage to expand and visualize filling up your entire torso with air. Breathe all the way down into your belly button. And then use your diaphragm to control the air as you exhale. Let's get the other shoulder, so bringing the opposite arm across your body and using your other arm to pull it in close to your chest. Your straight arm is completely relaxed. Your shoulder is relaxed. Feel that nice stretch in your shoulder. Keep moving, just kind of shifting my weight from foot to foot. Again, you can shake out the legs, you can pace, whatever feels good to you. And keep focusing on slowing down your breathing. So let's take one more deep breath here. Inhale all the way down to your belly button. Fill up your entire torso with air and use your diaphragm to control the exhale. Nice. Coming out of that, let's do a tricep stretch next. So bend one elbow, Now place your hand on your elbow and gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. And make sure as you do this that the fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. You're trying to avoid having your free hand hanging out up here somewhere by your shoulder. So point those fingers straight down at the ground as you gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder. Feel that nice stretch in your triceps. I love this stretch. Feels so good. Keep moving. Let's take one more deep breath here. Breathing all the way down to your belly button. Controlled exhale. Come out of it. Let's get the other side. So bending your other elbow. Place your hand on the elbow and just gently pull your elbow towards the opposite shoulder, making sure that the fingers on your free hand are pointing straight down at the ground. Feel that nice stretch in your triceps. Again, you're pacing, or you're shaking out your legs, or you're just shifting your weight from foot to foot. Keep moving, keep focusing on your breathing. So let's take one more deep breath, sending that air all the way down to your belly button, filling up your entire torso with air as you inhale. Controlled exhale. Shake it out. We're going to finish with a quad stretch. So if you struggle with balance, you can hold onto the wall or a chair or the arm of your couch, any strong, sturdy, stable, elevated surface for support. You're going to bend one knee, bring the foot behind you, reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding onto something for support. If you're not holding onto anything for support, you can reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. And now you're going to press your heel into your booty cheek, really press it in there. As you're doing that, I want you to tilt your pelvis forward. So kind of tuck your booty underneath you. Think about trying to touch your spine with your belly button. And as you're doing that, as you're tilting your pelvis forward, make sure you're continuing to actively press your heel into your booty cheek. As soon as you combine both of those two elements, you're going to feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles as you isolate them more effectively, but I also want you to feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexors. So coming out, shake out the legs. Let's finish up with the other quad. So bending the opposite knee, bringing the foot behind you. Reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with the hand that's on the same side if you're holding onto something for support. If you are not holding onto anything for support, you can reach back and grab a hold of the top of your foot with both hands. Press your heel into your booty cheek. Again, really press it in there. And as you do that, keep pressing. And as you're doing that, tilt your pelvis forward, tucking your booty underneath you, sucking that belly button all the way back towards your spine. Feel that stretch intensify in your quad muscles as you isolate them more effectively, and feel that stretch extend all the way up to your hip flexor. One more deep breath here. Inhale all the way down to your belly button. Use your diaphragm to control the exhale and come out. One last time, just shake out the legs, shake out the wrists, shake out the arms, swing the arms a little bit. And that's it. That's our little cool down. So now I'm going to get right into my cardio session. I have Rude Becca here with me today. Rude Becca is my adorable black jump rope with these cute little white skulls on the handles. If you would like to know where I get my jump ropes, there is a link and a coupon code in the description box down below the video. So click on the link and use coupon code RudeBecca to save an additional 10% on your jump rope. I'm going to set my interval timer for 10-second rest intervals and 20-second work intervals times 40 rounds. That's 20 minutes. I'm going to get some music going and I'm just gonna knock out my cardio. 20 minutes of interval jump rope, done. Then I'll do my stretching, have my shower, eat some lunch, and get on with the rest of my day. The additional cardio is not officially part of the challenge. It's not required by any means, but I'm sharing this with you because this is how I do the challenge every year. I add on 20 to 30 minutes or more of moderate paced cardio after every single workout if I can. And if you are looking to use this challenge to get yourself in shape or improve your stamina or maybe lose weight, I strongly recommend that you do the same. So if you don't have time or you're not physically able to do it after every single workout, that's understandable. But if you can at least find 2 to 3 days a week to tack on 20 or 30 minutes or more, if you can, of additional cardio immediately after the workout, it's going to go a long way towards helping you to accelerate that process, whatever you're looking for, whatever you're looking to achieve with this challenge. So if you're looking to get yourself in shape, improve your stamina, lose weight, adding on the additional cardio after the workouts at least 2 to 3 days a week, more if you can, is going to help you start to see results faster, and that's really encouraging, and that is going to also help you to find the motivation to stick with the challenge. Once you see that what you're doing is working, it's always encouraging to be able to see the results of all your hard work. So it doesn't have to be jump rope. That's what I usually do. Every once in a while, very, very rare occasions, I'll go for a jog. If it's nice and I have the time, I'll go for a nice long hike. But you can go for a bike ride, or if you have an exercise bike or a treadmill, you can hop on one of those. You can go for a swim. If you want to meet someone in the park and play some tennis or some basketball, you could do that. You could work on your heavy bag. You could go to a fitness class. So any type of moderate paced cardio you want to do is fine. 20 to 30 minutes is great if you have time. More is even better if you have more time and you want to do that. And as often as you can is ideal. So after every workout would be great, but if you can just find that time 2 to 3 days a week, I just know you're going to be so much happier with your results on day 40. So again, the additional cardio is not mandatory, it is not required, it is not technically part of the challenge, but it is strongly recommended. Also very strongly recommended is that you take the time to stretch right now. Right immediately after the workout or immediately after your cardio is always going to be the most efficient and the most effective time to get your stretching done, because your muscles are nice and warm already. But if you don't have time to do your stretching right now, that's fine. It doesn't matter what time of day you do your stretching, just as long as you get it done. It's really important that you're taking a good 20 to 30 minutes every single day to stretch if you can. It's going to go a long way towards helping alleviate any muscle soreness that you might be experiencing after the workouts. It's also going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward, and that's especially important if you're doing the challenge, because a big part of what we're looking to accomplish with this challenge is to establish a habit of daily exercise. And that's why we're working out 6 days in a row every single week, because the way you establish that habit is through consistent effort. If you injure yourself, you're going to have to miss at least a few days while your body recovers, and whatever momentum you've been working to build is going to come to a screeching halt, and it's going to make it really difficult to establish that habit of daily exercise. The goal is that by day 40, you won't have missed any days. That habit will be established, and then after the challenge, you'll continue with your daily exercise. So make sure that you're taking the time to stretch every day, because again, it's going to help alleviate muscle soreness. It is going to help reduce your risk of injury moving forward. And of course, it's going to improve your flexibility. We're doing these 160 reps every single day to build strength. We're adding on cardio at least 2 to 3 days a week if you can to improve our stamina. So why not take the time to stretch every day while we're at it and improve our flexibility? Flexibility is an often undervalued and overlooked aspect of your overall fitness level. So please make sure that you are taking the time to stretch every day, but please make sure that you are doing so safely. So again, right now is the most efficient and the most effective time to get your stretching done, because your muscles are already warm, but you can put off your stretching until later on in the day, that's fine. Just remember that if you do that, your muscles will have gotten cold again, so you'll need to take a few minutes to warm them back up before you begin stretching. You never want to jump into your stretching routine with cold muscles, because your muscles need to be warm in order for them to be pliable so that you can stretch them safely and effectively. But that's it. That is officially a wrap on day 9. So if you did this day 9 workout with me today, thank you so much. Please let me know what you thought of it and how you did. Thank you to everyone who has joined the challenge so far. Please remember that if you have not joined the challenge yet, it is not too late to join. It is never too late to join. You can jump in today. You can start with day 9. That's fine. I would much rather have you join me for days 9 through 40 of the challenge than for no days of the challenge. So again, if you're doing it, it's your challenge. You do it in whatever way you want. But if you do want to start on day 1, that's preferable. I did design it as a 40-day challenge. So if you want to start on day 1, great. Remember to save the playlist. And when you're ready to begin the challenge, just make sure that you start with your day 1 video on a Wednesday. As long as you start with day 1 on a Wednesday, everything will fall into place. All you need to do is just follow along with the playlist. I've made it super easy to follow along. But even if you are not doing the challenge with me, and even if you're not planning on doing the challenge with me, if you did this workout with me today, thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who has been working out with me lately. And even if you're not doing the workouts with me, thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for liking and sharing the videos. Thank you so much for all of your wonderful and supportive and engaging comments. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed already, please subscribe. And of course, a great big thank you to those of you who have been subscribed to my channel for years. Please know that I appreciate you all so very much. One final reminder that if anything was unclear with the format of today's workout and how everything fits together, if you have questions about any of the exercises that we were doing today, if you have any doubts about how to do these exercises with the correct form, or if you need any further help with equipment-free substitutions or beginner modifications beyond what I have already provided, I am always here to help, so please ask questions if you have them. And if you know anyone else who might be interested in joining the challenge, please feel free to share this video with them, share the playlist with them. The more people joining the challenge, the better. And if you are joining the challenge, please let me know. I like to have an idea of how many people are doing the challenge with me this year. And that is going to do it for today. I will see you all right back here tomorrow for day 10. Bye.